Hey everybody, it's Joe, still in an extremely temporary setup, so ignore whatever's going on in the background, just focus on me. Today I've got a very common question. So what we're looking at here, this is a project that a student from My Tech High is learning to do Blender for 3D modeling, and they're creating these glasses clips. He's doing a great job so far. Now what he wants to do is he wants to use this shape here to cut a notch out of these shapes here, because they're going to kind of clip onto the edge of the glasses. And so he wants to he's got it all set up, he or she, this student, so that they'll be nice and angled. But when they run the Boolean modifier on them and they difference out this virtual lens, they're calling it, the object disappears. Where does it go? What happened? Well, the answer is Booleans can sometimes be a little bit fiddly. See, in order for the Boolean modifier to work, the two objects that are intersecting each other to be either joined or differenced or intersected together have to both be manifold and have their normals all pointing in the right direction. What's a normal, you might ask? And I don't want to get too technical to explain it, but I might have to. Basically, every flat object, every polygon in any 3D program, not just Blender, but all 3D programs, have, they're kind of one-sided. They have a direction that they point and a direction that they don't point. And the direction that they point is called the normal, and the direction that they don't point is just, there's no name for it. So we can talk about the normals of a thing. Now, one flat shape does not a 3D object make. You need to have many flat shapes all going together, and all of their normals need to be pointing outward so that we know which side's the out and which side's the in. Now I'm looking at this shape right here, and it looks a little bit darker than the other shapes. And if you go into edit mode, you can come here and turn on the normals that you want to see. If I turn on the face normals, I'm not seeing any normals. There should be little hairs sticking out to tell you which direction is normal, and I'm not seeing that here. If I go into wireframe mode, well, let's turn up the size of the normals. Wait, now I can kind of see them, but something's wrong here. Can you see what it is? The normals are all pointing inside, and because of that, the inside is the outside mathematically. Now, that doesn't make any sense in real life, but for doing the Boolean joining, that's a very common problem, and there's a very easy fix for it. Fortunately, Blender has a tool here. Select all the points in edit mode, and then there will be a button here. Well, there's a remove doubles, and if you hit that one to make sure you remove the doubles, that can sometimes fix the problem. The other thing that you do is come down to UV and shading, and under normals, hit recalculate. Recalculate attempts to figure out, okay, if this is a solid shape, if it's got an inside and an outside, then the outside should be the part facing the world, and the inside should not be. And in this case, it looks like it got it right. All the normals got pointed the right direction. You can also select individual faces and flip their normals manually. So notice this one's now pointed inside while everything else is pointed outside. I'm just going to flip it back the way that it was because it needs to be that way. If you turn on like corner normals, the vertice normals, and you do weird things like flipping one of them, you'll see that the normals really get wacky here at these vertice points, and that's how you can kind of tell that something's wrong too. But we'll just flip that back, recalculate it, exit out, and now I'm going to just take this object and I'm going to change it so that we only see the wireframe of it, so that we can tell that, huzzah, we are finally getting those notches cut out of the side of our glass hole. Those would be a good clip. There's a little bit of overhang going on here, but that's nothing to do with the Boolean operation. The Boolean operation works. Too many points, too many multiple points, and the normals not being correct, and that's how you fix it. You just go into edit mode again and you may have to do it on both objects. We'll do it on this one too. We'll go into edit mode, select all the points or faces, and then under UV shading, recalculate the normals. In this case, let's turn those normals back on. It was just fine before, and it is just fine afterwards, so there's nothing to worry about. So that's it. If you guys are having troubles with your Boolean modifier, that's one thing that will sometimes fix it. And sometimes Sometimes there's just nothing to do. I've had to just restart projects because the Boolean modifier won't work. But a lot of times, this is probably the most common problem. So next time you run into Boolean problems, give this a shot, see if it fixes it. If you guys have any other questions or any other problems, especially if you can send me an example, I'd love to show it to people and show them how to fix it. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.